Okay, we'd like to welcome our 2023 Travelers Championship winner, Keegan Bradley. Congratulations, Keegan, on a great win. Obviously, a huge fan base out there that really enjoyed that finish. With the victory, it's your sixth on tour, number 5 in the FedEx Cup you moved to. A lot of great things that happen with a win, as you know. But this one, particularly special for you, I would think. Being from here and having your family here, just how meaningful is that?
Yeah, I mean, it was the first PGA Tour event I've ever been to. Back when I was a kid, I drove from Vermont to come here and watch David Duval play. And, you know, it's an event, my first handful of years on tour, I really struggled at because the pressure of wanting to play well for my family and for the local community was too much. And I had to learn how to do it. And to other than the majors and, you know, those type of tournaments, this was always the top of my list. And what a special thing to be the winner of this tournament.
Before we take some questions, just raise your hand when you do have a question. We'll get you a microphone. But before we take some, it was an amazing finish, really. You got out to a 6-stroke lead with, I think, after 12, 13 holes, and then a couple of errors down the stretch. What was your mindset? What were you thinking? Was everything going a little fast, and how did you rectify that situation?
Yeah, I was playing great. I didn't look at many leaderboards because I knew I sort of had control of the tournament. You know, whether if I just played my best, I knew with Ches, who was kind of right behind me, who was a little bit back, I knew that I sort of had control. And you know, this course is so fun to play because every hole is a birdie hole, but also on that backside, there's water everywhere. You can make a bogey in a second. And it was a stressful finish, but you know, once I got that ball on the green on 17, I kind of could take a little bit of a deep breath, but it got it moving a little quick. But it was, you know, I did a great job of just, you know, trying to stay calm and ended up winning the tournament.
Okay, we'll take some questions. We'll start on the left.
Keegan, what's it like to? I think the Travelers had statistically the best field in golf this year. So what's it like to be a part of that field, to be out there with, you know, a really packed property and they're all cheering for you? Was that something that set in, and was it kind of actually hard to compete with that, to kind of keep your emotions at bay?
Yeah, it is, because you can't, for me, I'm always trying to keep my emotions down. It's one of the reasons why I love the Ryder Cup, is because you can let it out at all times. And you don't want to get too emotional on any shot, whether it be good or bad. And it's easy to get emotional on a really good shot out here because of the fans. And my biggest job was to try to stay calm and not, you know, get too excited over, especially early in the round, because you know coming down the end it's going to be stressful. No matter how big of a lead you have, there's some tough tee shots that you have to hit. And I was able to do that, but at times when I was lacking a little bit, I'd look to the crowd. If I just look into the crowd, they cheer, and I tried to just take that energy that they were cheering at me.
We'll go to Jake on this side, and then Nick after you.
Hi, Keegan. 2 questions, if I may. First, how important was it after struggling at LACC to take that time that you had mentioned at home to kind of readjust, to mentally and prepare your game for this tournament?
Yeah, I really played awful there. And I called my coach, Darren May, and I went home to Massachusetts, and then I drove up here Monday, and we had a great day Monday, a great day Tuesday, and a great day Wednesday. And that doesn't always necessarily mean you're going to play well, but I seemed like I was in great shape. And it really clicked in. And, you know, when it clicks in like that, I've never played. That's the only time I've ever played in my career that I can think of that I did everything the best I could.
Quick follow-up, Jake?
Follow-up. You've played at this tournament multiple times before. It's New England's only tournament that's consistently on the calendar. Have you ever been prouder to be from this region of the country than you are now?
No, I mean, one of my favorite things about myself is where I'm from. And the bond that you have with people from New England is different than anywhere in the world, country I've ever been. And, you know, I'm very proud. I've lived all over New England. I've lived in Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and, you know, I'm very, very proud of where I come from, and I love every sports team in this area. So to hear the fans cheer for me like they would a sports team, it means a lot.
We're going to go back over the side, Nick, and then Mark right behind you, okay?
Difficult shots you hit in your life, where does shot on 17
It was what was going to win or lose me the tournament. So I remember when I won the PGA, I made triple on 15, and then my tee shot on 16 was, a regular tee shot. But again, I always used to say that was the best shot I've ever hit, and not one that anyone would remember. And that 17th hole is for sure up there because you have to take an aggressive line. And I did an interview with Chambly, and he said it played as the second hardest hole in the course, or maybe the first. So 44 balls in the water today. So, that was what a great shot. One of the best shots I've ever hit in my life.
Go ahead, Mark.
Keegan, hey, how you doing, man?
Hey.
You won the PGA so quickly, your first major. It was probably before winning a major became a thing for you. I just kind of wonder, without recency bias, where does this stand even on the level with a major championship? Because I know you addressed it yesterday a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the majors are the majors, and they hold such weight, and they hold history, and where your legacy is in the game. But then you can measure other tournaments with what happened out here today, and how enjoyment level, and winning before a family versus winning after a family doesn't even compare. Winning a tournament with your family is the greatest feeling because they put up with a lot of nonsense, I'd say, of me traveling, me missing first days of school, or my wife being alone all the time, when I'm on the road. And for them to be able to feel the excitement of this and be here and feel it, they can't put a price on that. It's just the greatest feeling.
Go over here to Jim on the side and then at the back.
Just curious, down the stretch, which of the shots, the drive at 13, the putt from the front of 14 green, which of those things kind of made you tightened a little bit and said, all right, get back to what I got to do here?
Well, the putt on 14 was in an old ball mark, and it was really, I don't know if anyone knew, it was halfway down. It was brutal. But when I missed the birdie putt on 15, I hit a great shot in there, and I had that up and over, and I figured, a 3 here is going to go a really long way. And that, when I made par there, I kind of was like, all right, this is definitely getting a little tight. And I had to refocus. I hit a great shot on 16, and the wind was just stronger than we thought. And then, again, that tee shot on 17 is what really did it.
Well, first things first, did you know that Vermont was part of Connecticut? Because it certainly felt like that this week. Did you feel that?
I didn't. Yes, I did feel it. Yes, I did.
And then what does it mean to you when you look at the kids in the crowd, right, to be able to show them a New England golfer winning?
Yeah, I mean, I said in my interview after the round, this is for all the kids like me that grew up in winters and can't play and would watch the kids from Florida and down south, get better and compete and get invited to the biggest tournaments in the country that I was never invited to. And, I hope that they know that they can come from this area. This is for where I grew up, this is like the South down here. But they can come from this area and still make it in golf. If you put your time in and work, when you can and enjoy the game, I hope they can see that they can do that.
And do you have anything kind of, I don't know, gratitude maybe, or a message for the fans that were cheering you on today?
Yeah,
all weekend, really.
I'm so, I can't even describe what that felt like. I dreamt my whole life of playing in Fenway Park, Gillette Stadium, and to feel pretty close to what that would feel like. I had a bunch of people say they've never heard the 18th hole sound like that, and it was just so fun to have a 3-shot lead where I could enjoy it and mess up a little bit and still win. I could let my guard down a little bit, and I've never been able to do that in my 6 wins. So I'm so thankful for the fans, and I'm so honored to be their winner.
Keegan, was it hard or easier to keep your emotions in check last night sleeping, this morning warming up? Or was it harder than dealing what you had to deal with on the back 9?
Really hard. Yeah, I had 2 dreams last night that I woke up to of hitting a shot out of bounds or something, like nightmares. I had a dream that Justin Thomas was shooting 10 under par, and so it was bad. Like I felt great yesterday. This morning I was feeling it. I texted my wife. I got here and I was feeling it, And I went out this morning, I played basketball with my son, thinking that would help. Didn't really help. And then, I was really nervous on the first hole. And then once I got to the third hole, I just felt really calm. And then, later in the round, I definitely felt it too. But this was a real tough one these last couple of days.
Keegan, you mentioned the Ryder Cup earlier and how much you enjoy it, given the play with the energy in the crowd. Obviously, this win kind of puts you squarely in the Ryder Cup mix. What do you have to do over the next couple months to kind of secure your spot on the team?
Yeah, it was the first thing I said to my wife walking up to sign my card was, it's a pretty big step towards doing that. And, I'm 37 years old. I hope to play in multiple more, but I don't know how many more. Everybody's so good, and the younger kids it's just, the team is incredible. And, I still got a lot to show the captain, and I would love to go to Rome and be a part of that team.
Keegan, before we let you go, I know your phone's probably blowing up. Care to share any text messages you might have got? I know you get a lot of support out here from the guys out here. But
yeah.
Any others that you
can
share?
I got, of course, Michael Jordan texted me, and that means a lot to me. He's obviously my hero, but also one of my good friends. Timmy Wakefield, Boston Red Sox. I'm trying to think. Baba Booey from Howard Stern texted me. That was probably my favorite. I did a quick scan. I had a couple 200-300 texts, and I saw that Aaron Rodgers. That meant a lot, even though he plays for the Jets now. But it's such a cool, when you get a text from an athlete, it hits different because they know what it goes into doing something like this, and it means a lot.
Well, I'm sure you'll have time while you're celebrating this evening to maybe scroll through the rest
Yeah.
of it. Congratulations. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, guys.
You're a great champion. Thank you.